Hello, I'm Michelle Chung, a data analyst in the Department of Demographics. 10 years ago, our government launched the Population Renewal Act. Birth rates were falling, pension systems were stretched thin, hospitals were crowded with retirees. The solution, they said, was simple: open the doors to everyone, legal or not, and grow our workforce. More working-age people, they promised, would carry the load and keep our society running. At first, it felt hopeful. Our streets buzzed with new voices and fresh energy. Cafes opened in empty storefronts. Neighborhoods came alive again. But beneath that optimism was a problem no one wanted to face. We never asked why families were having fewer children in the first place. In that same decade, multi-billion-dollar corporations found a new way to profit. They bought up whole blocks of houses, turning family homes into corporate rentals. International investors followed, snapping up apartment towers. As demand outpaced supply, prices shot through the roof. Interest rates climbed even higher, crushing the dreams of couples like my husband, Sam, and me. Sam and I both teach at the university. We saved every dollar we could, convinced that hard work and patience would get us a home. But every time we thought we were close, the market leaped ahead. Another block bought by a faceless investment fund, another mortgage record broken. Our savings felt like sand slipping through our fingers. Newcomers settled into rentals owned by these giant landlords. They worked hard too, but at least they weren't chasing a goal that kept moving farther away. The government cheered each new visa, each migrant worker filling jobs on farms and in factories, but they never mentioned how housing, our most basic need, had become a luxury. One evening, I stayed late at the office analyzing national employment data. I saw something troubling. Regions with the biggest influx of workers also had rising homelessness. More people didn't fix our crisis, they just stretched a thin supply even thinner. I dug deeper with a small team of concerned colleagues. We found confidential memos showing big developers had lobbied for open borders. They'd provided glowing reports that praised immigration's boost to tax revenue. So long as housing stayed scarce, rents stayed high, and profits soared. When we showed our findings to the Minister of Demographics, he brushed us off. "Housing isn't our issue," he said. "We focus on population." He pointed to rising GDP numbers and cheered every new work permit issued. Frustrated, I contacted Marco Bruno, an old friend in urban planning. Together, we organized a public data release. Charts and graphs showing immigration numbers alongside skyrocketing rents and mortgages. We held community meetings, inviting longtime residents and newcomers alike to share their stories. At the final meeting, a young teacher stood up. "I came here to build a better life," she said. "But I work 3 jobs just to pay rent. I teach our kids, and I have nowhere to call home." Her words cut through the room. For the first time, people saw that both newcomers and locals were trapped by the same problem. In that moment, the full picture emerged. Welcoming people without fixing housing is like pouring water into a bucket with a hole. More hands to carry the load mean nothing if everyone struggles just to stand. We're finally seeing talks of housing reforms, caps on corporate ownership, incentives for first-time buyers, and limits on foreign investors. It's a start. It will take years to undo a decade of mistakes. As you listen, remember, numbers alone can't save a society. We must balance population growth with real opportunity, so every person, newcomer or native, has a place to call home. Otherwise, even the grandest policies will collapse under their own weight.